Hey developers, welcome back to Weblearns. In my previous video, we covered how to create access rights using CSV files. But didn't you know there's another way to define access rights in Odoo? That's right, you can use XML files instead of CSV. Today I'm going to show you how to create security access rights using XML, when to use XML over CSV, and the advantages and disadvantages of each approach. So let's dive right in. Why XML for access rights? Before we start coding, let's understand why might you choose XML over CSV. So let's first discuss CSV advantages. It's a simple and clean, easy to read in spreadsheet, standard Odoo convention, and great for bulk management. Let's talk about the XML advantages, right? It's more flexible and powerful, can add computed fields, better integration with other XML data, can include comments and documentations, better for complex conditional logic, and the last one is better for complex conditional logics. So when to use XML, right? So let's say when you want to keep all security configuration in one file. Second is you need to add detailed comments and documentations. The third one is you are defining other XML records in same file. Fourth one is you want to more control over record creation. And fifth one is your module has very few access rights at maximum 5 roles. Then we can use the XML file. And when to use the CSV files, right? Let's say you have many models and groups, more than 10 plus access roles. You want to manage access rights in a spreadsheet, or let's say you are following standard Odoo conventions, right? And the last one, like let's say you want simplicity and the tabular data, then go ahead with the CSV file. The truth, both works perfectly. It's just a matter of preference and project requirements. Many Odoo developers prefer CSV for its simplicity, but XML is equally valid and powerful. So let's deep dive into the XML structure for the access rights. So let's say you can see here we have created a list of security groups, right? But we didn't try here security access rights. So let's go to here. Let me create here a blank structure of security access rights record. Alright, so you can see this is our standard record we are created for the single record. Here you can see in the CSV file we have created in a single line. But let's say if we are trying to convert this record into XML file, then we have to create like this structure. Okay. Another thing is let me try to create the same records like this to here. Okay. So this is the ID, right? We are trying to use the same ID here. Let's say same name here, right? And this one, this is the relational, the many to one field, right? We can use like this, but again in the XML file we have to define in a different way using the ref as attribute, not like this one. But we have to use like this. Plus if you have like a different module name, then you can use also like this. Okay, this is also the correct syntax. Then after, let's say this group name we have to copy, and you can see this group underscore user is available in the base module, so that's why we must have to define here the base module name plus that XML ID. Okay, and after that, this is the, here we are simple using 1 or 0, right? But in the XML side we have to use as a new attribute which is eval, like 1 or 0. So it will automatically create into integer using the eval. But if you are using like this, right, then it's treat as a string. So it's better you can use here the eval, right? Okay, so now I'm trying to copy paste, like let's say 5 different record access rights is there, right? 1, 2, 3, this is the 4th one and 5th one, right? And let me minimize this one. Alright, so you can see we have created 5 different records in the XML file, right? You can compare simply. Okay, so now you can see, okay, here the CSV is better than the XML. Why? The thing is we have to create a like this structure. Okay, again, dear my friends, I told you before, like if you want to manage one single file, right, in under the security, then you can directly use the security.xml file. We don't also need this CSV file if you have a fewer access rights. Okay, then you can directly manage like this. Plus here we can also comment it out, this one, this CSV file as of now, because we already created here, right? And after that you can see the security groups is also available here. Okay, so now let's try to upgrade this module. So for that, like I'm trying to edit -u student. And guys, if you don't know how to configure Odoo in PyCharm like this way, please check editor level playlist. I already explained everything. Okay, so let me go to again here in the settings, in the technical, in the access rights, let's say student, school, right? And now you can see here, and yes, hobby. Okay, and let me open the first record. You can see demo school, and if you see here the metadata, it's still the same because we are using the same ID here, right? Okay, let's say from XML, let me add at the end so you will easily identify. And now I'm going to here, let me go to the in this list view, and you can see here the name, right? You can see demo underscore school, wb.school, school status, wb hobby, and wb student. Now let me upgrade one more time, and simple, I will refresh this view. So you can see from XML is available. So this technically, this records created from the, it's already there, but the thing is it's already updated from the XML file from here, right? So this file we commented out in the manifest file, you see here, but still we are using here that ID and the record, right? So you have to create a record specifically for the IR model access, right? You can create like this way. And yes, there is a one more important note. So use eval attribute for the boolean or the integer values. You can also use here true or false. That is also fine. 1 or 0 it will automatically recognize as a true and false. The ref attributes for the record references. The model is, let's say, IR model access. Okay, not just access, but you can see here category, the group we can directly create in a one single XML file, right? And each record is separate with the record tag in the XML file. So this is the very important notes to create access rights in the XML file. And yes, there is a one more important thing is there is no performance difference at runtime. Both CSV and the XML are loaded into the same in ir.model.access table, which is this one. And the difference is only in how you write and maintain the code in the XML or in the CSV. But like, let's say the question is when to choose CSV file, right? Let's say you have a bunch of access rights you have to write down, right? You can see here, you can see there are let's say 153, but there is some spaces there. We can consider as a 140 records. When we are trying to create a 140 or more than 10 records, then we must have to use the CSV file. This is very easy to understand, right? Instead of the XML file. And you can see here in this account module, you can see here different security groups, security roles, the categories available here. So in case Odoo team automatically convert these records into one single CSV file, then you can see that this account underscore security.xml file looks ugly, right? So it's best, like if you have a lot of access rights you have to maintain in your module, then go ahead with the CSV file. If you have very limited, you want to maintain only one single file, which is XML file, then you go ahead with the XML file. All right. So this is the main difference between CSV and the XML file. I hope you understood about this topic. If you still have any doubt related to this topic, please comment below and see you in our next session. Guys, if you want to learn more about Odoo, you can visit the Weblearns channel. Under the courses, you can see Odoo 17, 18, 19 development tutorial, and you can play this course. If you want to learn topic wise, you can again visit the home screen. You can see here Odoo 17, 18, 19 development tutorial, and you can see here the topic wise also playlist available, right? If you didn't subscribe this channel, please subscribe. It will help me a lot. Plus you will get the latest notification about the upcoming sessions. So see you in our next session.